I'm not a fan of Moxley in the ring. I haven't been. I don't think it's going to change based on anything I've seen.
I was neutral when this show started because I had really never seen Dean Ambrose. You know this. I had never seen Dean Ambrose, and I've never met this guy in person in my life that I'm aware of. And the more of the thumbtacks and the barbed wire and the no-selling 5 people beating on him and the outlaw garbage match stuff he has to put into everything he does, I have actively grown to dislike everything that he does.
Well, that was AEW, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm just telling you.
No, you're not wrong. I agree with you. I completely agree with you. I can't wait for them to get that belt on someone else.
Well, who would it be?
The way they book? Orange Cassidy. Who it should be?
Who should it be?
MJF. It should be MJF or Adam Page.
Not now. Not now, either one.
They blew the chance with MJF. They should have done it already.
No, they shouldn't have.
You don't think they should have put a belt on him in that match with Moxley?
No, because they have botched everybody's build. But they had the opportunity to make MJF a threat there, and instead part of the thing was taking the comedy way out and doing the campaign, but I'm sure MJF probably enjoyed it because at least he wasn't getting beaten up every week like everybody else does when he was doing the talking, but then he still got beat up before the goddamn thing. But in that match, as we mentioned, at the time, Moxley toyed with him and pretty much handled him with no problem at all, and pretty much refused to beat him in the first 10 minutes, and then the tables turned after that, after MJF had already been established as not a threat whatsoever.
Do you think they're going to put the belt on Omega? Are they going to put the belt on Omega? Hold on here a second. MJF should be the champion if for the next 6 months you decided, okay, here's the 3 baby faces that I'm going to work MJF with over the next couple months each to fucking get him over. I'm going to start with a middle card guy, then an upper middle card guy, and then a top guy to get him ready for the champion. And then I'm going to put the belt on him in 6 months and do that. And every week he wins and talks. He wins over some idiot and he talks about the guy he's working the program with. And after a couple months, he beats that guy decisively and moves on to the next guy. After 6 months, then you put him in a fucking program with whoever the champion is. You put the belt on him then. Right now, he's just the best performer of a bunch of people that ain't fucking over. Because nobody has been established as being a goddamn real world beater. So they shouldn't have put it on him then, not because of his lack of talent, but because their lack of getting him ready to take it. And right now, Cody, the stipulation to keep him away from the challenging for the title so that he didn't have to win it or hold it or ever lose it was done at the start, and that'll be forgotten about when the time is time. But back to Jericho, no, been there. Who the fuck else? They're going to go to Omega and then set up Omega and Adam Page. You know it.
Well, they're delusional if they and then here's the thing, go to Olivier and by the way, at least we didn't have to look at his fucking finger pointing and goddamn checking everybody's oil fucking on this show, but go to Olivier if he doesn't hold it 6 months, then he looks like a putz. Then to put it on Page, by the 6 months as champion, the belt will be completely worthless if Kenny Olivier was to have it for 6 months, and then Page beats a goddamn idiot. But Page, meanwhile, is just an irresponsible fucking drunk. So nobody's serious, nobody's over, nobody is taken as a true champion. It's just a bunch of clowns assing off, and they have nobody ready. So they have no options to put any of their belts on. FTR is the best tag team they have by a wide margin, and their only challengers are now the whiny bucks that nobody can figure out who they're supposed to cheer for in that match. They need some talent bad, and they need to take fill up a boxcar or two with all of the fucking friends that they hired and ship them out and get some talent in there. Because they're doing this pretty much now the same show every fucking week. So that's and you said something when I was saying about MJF. You said, well, as far as here's another thing. I believe that Tony Khan would be mentally inept enough to put the fucking belt on his favorite wrestler pockets. And they would probably think that that was a big hoot. And I'm sure it would do the same rating that their program does, because let's face it, any of their favorite wrestlers dropping down and shitting in the middle of the ring would do the same rating as they're doing, because their fans are going to watch this shit. Nobody's going to watch this fucking show on purpose, start now and on purpose watch it because they're falling in love with it. It's fucking rotten. So it would pop their existing audience to no end for Pockets to be the world champion, just as a middle finger to wrestling. And it'd also be a middle finger to fucking Tony Khan's father's bank book. That's what it would be. He's popular in England, I understand, with the football/soccer aficionados over there, but maybe that's a story for another day. We don't want to go off on a tangent. Are you finished talking about AEW?
He's about as popular with them as he is with fans of his football team, or his dad's football team that he runs. Done with AEW.
But what in the world? Why do they keep talking about the wanking of dogs? Is that just a generic insult?
No, that's a Tony Khan.
The pond?
It's a Tony Khan specific insult, because a fan tweeted out a while back that he was going to bring a sign to the soccer game that said, Tony Khan wanks dogs. And naturally, like most owners or sons of owners of major franchises, he had to get on Twitter and tell the guy how bothered he was by this and how disgusting it was. So then it was altered to say Tony Khan does not wank dogs.
But I mean, was there some rumor or evidence or scuttlebutt that Tony was indeed wanking a dog, or is that just something that people say in England to folks that they're not happy with?
I don't know if there was any scuttlebutt.
It was pretty much manufactured out of whole cloth. We have no knowledge that Tony Khan was ever playing Red Rocket with any canines. We want to make that clear. Right?
We can make that clear, although he did react in a rather defensive way to the accusation, but we have no evidence to point towards him playing, as you put it, Red Rocket.
Red Rocket. Maybe we just call Terry Funk and see if he can give us some insight on Billy Bob Thornton wanking that dog. Anyway, all right.